Today, remember and honor Jerry Scaff, former Director of the Construction and Modernization. Mr. Scaff proudly served in the U.S. Army, from which he was honorably discharged in 1971. He went on to build a distinguished career in construction and electrical field before joining the district as Director of Construction and Modernization on October 1, 2002. He faithfully served in the role until his retirement on December 31st, 2012. Mr. Scaff is survived by his wife, Vicki Scaff. We extend our heartfelt sympathy and support for the Scaff family and friends during this time. Thank you. You may be seated. Board members met in closed session to discuss the following items: student expulsion, deliberation of finding, recommendation of confidential pupil expulsion, 2526, number 5 and number 6. Public employee discipline, dismissal, release, government code, section 54957. Confidential pupil matters and student discipline education code, section 35146. Board members met in closed session to discuss several items. I think that's it, right? This one? Okay, is there a motion to approve the student expulsion deliberation finding and recommendation for confidential pupil report 2526, number 5? Second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. You got that? Is there a motion to approve student expulsion deliberation finding and recommendation for confidential pupil report 2526, number 6? Second one? Second. Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you, 5-0. Approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes for September 9th, 2025? Any discussion? Ari, would you like to cast a preferential vote?
I approve.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay. Do board members have any correspondence they would like to share? Okay, we will move on to Ari. Okay, I would like to invite a student board member, Ari, to give her update to the board members. Okay, thank you.
Good evening, Superintendent Dr. McLaughlin, President Calhoun, members of the board, and distinguished guests. I'm excited to share my student board member report for the month of October. Fall is in full swing and our campuses are buzzing with spirit. From homecoming celebrations to cultural events and student-led initiatives, there's been no shortage of excitement. Let's dive in to see what's been happening across FJUHSD. Buena Park High School had an exciting month filled with school spirit and student involvement. The Food Fest was a big success, giving students a chance to enjoy food from different clubs and connect with one another. Homecoming week brought high energy to campus with themed dress-up days, lunchtime activities, and a memorable homecoming dance to end the week. The Friday night light games help promote positivity and connection in fun, welcoming environment. Buena Park is preparing for Red Ribbon Week to encourage healthy choices, Culture Day to celebrate diversity on campus, and a fun-filled Halloween pep rally to wrap up the month with school pride and excitement. Fullerton started the year strong with 4 home games in a row, including their homecoming game against Rancho Buena Vista. Their homecoming assembly featured student performances and games, leading into a successful dance that sold over 1,100 tickets with a theme Under the City Lights, A Night in New York. ASB carried that momentum into October with pep rallies and their annual Cancer Awareness Week, including daily color themes, ribbon giveaways, and a pink out game. With spirit high and student involvement strong, Fullerton is off to a spirited and meaningful start. La Vista La Sierra ASB kicked off the school year with creative, high-energy events that brought students together and boosted school spirit. Early highlights included a Love Island-themed photo op and fun-filled Soca Senior tradition, which encouraged cross-grade participation. ASB also organized a voter pre-registration drive promoting civic involvement among eligible students. At Back to School Night, ASB leaders welcomed families and helped showcase student life and leadership. A lunchtime Pop the Balloon fundraiser added excitement while raising money for future events, and students began preparing for October's On Wednesdays We Wear Pink Spirit Day. It's been a dynamic and engaging start of the year with ASB focused on connection, creativity, and campus pride. La Habra kicked off the month with Mental Health Awareness Week, featuring themed dress-up days and free hot tea to promote positivity. ASB kept staff connected through the Teacher Buddy system and showed strong school spirit at games, earning a spot in the top 7 OC student sections. They represented La Habra proudly at the SAC Symposium and wrapped with the meaningful Meet in Miami Homecoming Week, filled with late-night prep, high student participation, and a memorable assembly crowning King Matthias Pasquale and Queen Georgia Rickenbacker. Overall, it's been a month of spirit, connection, and unforgettable moments for Highlander Nation. Sonora had a spirited September filled with themed football games, including Camo, Western, and Carnival Nights. Their Rio-themed homecoming on September 20th featured a halftime show by ASB, drill, and cheer, and was introduced by a fun ASB-led Spirit Week. ASB hosted the Fall Sports Assembly of the Year, recognizing varsity athletes with performances by cheer, dance, production, and drill. They also attended the FJUHSD Symposium, which provided great inspiration and connection across the district. Senior continued their monthly giveaway tradition with cookies, and ASB ramped up school spirit through support games, cheering on their peers at athletic events. It's been a high-energy start to the year, with ASB leading the charge in school spirit and student involvement. Sunny Hills kicks off the school year with strong school spirit and student involvement. Students packed the stands at multiple football and volleyball games, and the school held its annual Patriot Day Assembly and the Teacher Ice Cream Social. The Latinx Club celebrated Hispanic Heritage Month with the Spirit Week and quad activities. ASB attended the FJUHSD Symposium and launched HOCO preparations with a theme and prom reveal. The month ended with recognitions for Lancer Legends, Scholar Athletes, and Athletes of the Month. It's been a vibrant and busy start to the year, and students are looking forward to an exciting fall season. Troy's ASB has kicked off the year with high energy and strong student involvement. Homecoming was a standout success with 1,000 tickets sold, a rally full of performances, and games and halftime show featuring ROTC, Red Hots, cheer, herald trumpets, and the crowning of the homecoming royalty. All 4 class councils have been active. Freshmen handed out sunglasses and created a photo frame for homecoming and gave away bracelets and candy during Pink Week. Sophomores launched their first fundraiser, Splash a Sophomore, and began recognizing sophomore stars each month. Juniors are planning a similar Splash event to open to nominated students. Seniors hosted a milk and cookie giveaway before school, held a crown decorating event, and preparing for a Slam a Senior. With strong student leadership and spirited events, Troy is off to a fun and impactful start of the school year. Thank you, and this concludes my board report for the month of October.
Thank you, Ari. Okay, I would like to call the superintendent to introduce the principals to give their school report.
Thank you, Dr. Calhoun, members of the board. Let's start with Sunny Hills. Mr. Weinrich, you got something to celebrate and share?
I do, Dr. McLaughlin.
Okay,
Thank
what
you
do you
very
got?
much. Thank you, Dr. McLaughlin. Good evening, President Calhoun and members of the board. This past week, I received notification from the Orange County Department of Education that Sunny Hills had been chosen as an inaugural Orange County Impact School. This is a brand new recognition highlighting schools in Orange County that are leading the way with innovative practices that make a meaningful difference for their students. Sunny Hills is only one of 12 Orange County schools that were selected for this honor. This honor represents an amazing acknowledgement of the hard work and dedication of our teachers and staff to create a place that positively impacts our students and school community. So that is our recognition that we received in honor this week. Also, Sunny Hills Journalism Program, once again, the accolade received a finalist nomination for the National Scholastic Press Association's Pacemaker Award for their 24-25 school year newspaper and magazines. Many different magazines from across the country and the United Kingdom entered this competition, and the accolade was one of 41 finalists. It's the 4th time in the last 5 years that they've received this nomination, and the 3rd consecutive one. And they will find out November 15th at a convention in Nashville whether or not they've won. Athletically, Lancer Nation continues to have a strong fall season across the board, and wanted to highlight a few of those teams. Football is off to an exciting start, bounce-back year with a 5-2 record under second-year coach Fred Gambrell. Girls volleyball has already captured a share of the league title and is hoping to make it an outright championship with another win tonight, and trying to get some updates from Ms. Bucci here as we get going. This is the back-to-back years, though, for the league championships for Coach Amanda Donaldson's teams. Meanwhile, Coach Troy Nelson, our first-year girls flag football team, has also had a solid campaign, and they got rained out today, but they're going to be playing for a league championship potentially tomorrow against Foothill. And finally, these past few weeks have seen several cultural celebrations for our Lancer students. This included our Latinx Club and Spanish teachers hosting its first ever Hispanic Heritage Week with the help of ASB, and they planned several fun activities around campus. Our Korean language classes celebrated Hangul Day, which commemorates Korea adopting its own written language, and the German Club holding its annual Oktoberfest full of food and fun for our students this past week. Thank you, and this concludes the report from Sunny Hills.
Thank you, Mr. Weinrich. Congratulations. From Troy High School, Dr. Mitzner.
Thank you, Dr. McLaughlin, President Calhoun, and members of the board. The first quarter of the school year ends on Friday, and teacher grading window opens tomorrow. It's amazing that we're already here halfway through October. The month has been especially busy for our students, and as mentioned, we had a great homecoming week, rally, football game, and dance. Had a wonderful ASB creating our homecoming rally, and over 1,000 students attended the dance. Our football team has continued their winning ways and had a great homecoming game. Last week also defeated Santa Ana High School, again supported by our marching band, guard, cheer. Last but not least, we have one more regular season home football game on Halloween. I'm looking forward to seeing what our ASB will do for the Halloween rally and the game later that night. Congratulations to our NJRTC cadets for winning their first place trophy in the California Drone Soccer Open Invitational held at McBride High School in Long Beach this past weekend. The invitation invited high-performing teams from collegiate, high school, and middle schools, and all were competing against each other in this invitational. In the course of the tournament, Troy knocked out Cal State Long Beach. Then we knocked out Cabrillo High School, who represented the United States in the International Drone Soccer Competition in Germany over the summer. We beat them narrowly 22-21 in the final match. Congratulations to our cadets on a great start to the season. Actually, that's the best we've ever done in drone soccer, so we practiced a lot over the summer. Troy is already accepting applications for the 2026-27 school year as we welcome all potential 8th graders to our Troy Tech Magnum program. We will start tours of our school on November 4th, multiple dates through December 2nd. December 3rd is the Troy Tech visit in the afternoon from 4 to 5, where they can see classes and various things our departments do. And then we will have on the same day as open house, January 15th, our Troy Tech IB Cambridge Information Night from 5 to 6 before open house starts from 6 to 7:30. October 1st, we got ranked, Troy was ranked again by another ranking entity, niche.com. They ranked us number 5 as the best public high school in California. And again, there are 4 schools ahead of Troy in the state, and I think I said something to this effect last year, but they are California Academy Mathematics and Science number 1, grades 7 through 12 with 667 students, pure magnet school. Girls Academic Leadership Academy, Dr. Michelle King School for STEM, 718 students. Girls School, middle school also. California School of the Arts, San Gabriel Valley, grades 9 through 12, pure magnet and charter. And then Orange County School of the Arts, grades 7 through 12, and a public charter application only, no sports. So I like our competition, but I think we're the only comprehensive high school as well. So I'll just say this, it's a great day to be a Warrior, and I'm happy to be at Troy High School. Thank you, and this concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Minster. From La Vista La Sierra Schools, Mr. Cali Liponi.
Good evening, Dr. McLaughlin, President Calhoun, and members of the Board of Trustees. This month, our students joined together for Spread the Word of Hope in recognition of Suicide Prevention Month. During academy classes, students reflected on confidence and resilience, then wrote uplifting messages to each other on purple ribbons. Those ribbons now hang across campus, reminding everyone that encouragement and care are part of who we are as a school community. We also celebrated one of our alumni through our student spotlight, La Vista alumna Arlette Medina. Arlette shared how her time at La Vista helped her find academic focus and real-world experience as a student worker for food services, and her eventual hire as a food service worker for our district. She's now attending Fullerton College and continuing to grow both academically and professionally. Her story reflects the supportive relationships that make our schools a bridge to lifelong success and the opportunities our district gives our students through the Student Worker Program. Our ASB students participated in the SAC Symposium at Troy High School, where they learned and presented on ways to engage students and strengthen school culture. earning a second place in ASB Symposium Olympics and a third place in their school cheer competition. We're really happy about that. ASB applies what they learned at Symposium every day, creating and encouraging our students to connect with our school and with one another. Every Friday, students at La Vista La Sierra participate in restorative circles, developing social emotional skills and building stronger relationships with their peers. This week's theme was strength. Students discuss what courage and confidence looks like in daily life and how those qualities help them persist through challenges. Thank you for your continued support, and have a good evening.
Thank you. From La Habra High School, Mr. Garcia.
Thank you, Dr. McLaughlin, President Calhoun, members of the board. 2 months have flown by and the quarter ends, just like Dr. Minster said this Friday. If you guys know Dr. York, it's a constant open invitation to walk into his classroom, which I enjoy. It's rare that you have a teacher say, please come on in. And so we opened up this school year with a brand new class called AP Seminar. And so I got invited to do a Socratic seminar with kids on artificial intelligence. I thought I was just going to sit and observe. No, I was part of that panel, which kind of took me back a little bit. But I'll be honest with you, it was great to be in that class. They discussed opportunities and challenges of AI that it has on the workforce, it has in our schools, it has in our society. It was inspiring to see their conversations and engage with the curiosity, the critical thinking, and the respect for they have with each other. I mean, it's hard to have a conversation, actually listen nowadays, and they're just doing an incredible job in that class. And it's just meaningful learning and a lot of leadership. So I enjoyed being there. I also want to celebrate Mr. McDermott and Ms. Adams, our two outstanding ag teachers whose passion and dedication just continue to elevate our community and our program. They were recognized recently by the California Agricultural Teachers Association for multiple awards. Mr. McDermott, who I think is above and beyond the best ag teacher that I've ever witnessed in the classroom. Outstanding pathway teacher for ag mechanics for the Southern Region winner. Outstanding young teacher for the Orange section. And then Ms. Adams was the outstanding pathway teacher for agri-science in the Orange section. And then together they were the best 2 to 3 person department of the year for the Orange section. As you can see, they just have incredible leadership and commitment to keep our ag program at the forefront and thriving. In addition, we had our second annual Highlander Social, huge success. We had about 500 kids on a Friday night. We had a bye week, and I thought, hey, I get to be home. No, we're going to have 500 kids show up on campus and celebrate, and it was incredible. We had the Lions Club there cooking dinner for our kids. We had our families, coaches, athletes. Just a great night, just to be festive and celebrate each other's commitment. And so for me, enjoyed the night. Our kids enjoyed the night. But it's also a great credit to my athletic director, Mr. Caffrey, for his vision, his coordination. Again, it's true teamwork and a time to just kind of take a step back and just be with each other without their phones in great company. On the national stage, we have Alyssa Hernandez, who plays for the USA softball team and played against Japan at Irvine a couple of weekends ago. She's headed to Siena University next fall on the softball scholarship. It's just a great accomplishment and honor to represent our country, our community, and our school on such a prestigious stage. So congratulations to Alyssa. And then this past weekend, it was long. We had Meet Me in Miami for homecoming. We had 978 Highlanders there. They danced the night away. If you saw some of the videos on social media, my ears are still ringing, but smiles are still walking down the hallways. It was fun. I think the best part of it, it's safe, to have an environment. We have this many kids and enjoy each other's company, and it was spirited. So thank you to ASB, Mr. Fritter, and the rest of our ASB leadership for just a great time. Yesterday, part of our job is to really hold the hands of our families going through the application process. It's a very stressful time for our families as they begin looking for the next step for their kids. And so we are going to have in a couple of weeks or next week our college application day, and it's a process which we enjoy. So we brought in parents last night to walk them through the timelines, the process for a CSU, a UC application, a Common App, FAFSA, and just want to let them know we want to hold their hands through that process, and that's our job. And so to see them walk out yesterday with the sense of relief, I enjoyed that, all right? And so for us, I just want to say, thank you for the opportunity to be able to serve our community, and hopefully, like I said, in about in March or April, we get to celebrate those applications with a bunch of yeses to the universities that they choose to go to. Thank you, and this concludes my report.
Thank you. Fullerton High School, Mr. Caffrey.
Thank you, Dr. McLaughlin. Good evening, President Calhoun and members of the board. This month, ASB visited Beechwood's 8th grade class to lead a discussion on kindness, continuing their outreach to feeder schools and promoting positive leadership beyond our campus. On campus, ASB celebrated fall sports with rallies, goodie bags, and strong game day support. They partnered with Avid for College App Day and worked with administration to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Our video announcement now features more staff and students, including yours truly, who's not very comfortable with it and working to get better. But this is the hope of building stronger school spirit. And then the recent Student Senate, which was outstanding, by the way, that meeting gave great insight into how we can do better and connect with all student groups on our campus. Avid students focused on building a college-bound culture by writing encouragement notes for every senior with a Smartie attached as a fun reminder of their potential. Leadership organized a freshman scavenger hunt to introduce them to key landmarks on campus and is partnering with the local animal shelter to make and donate dog toys. Later this month, 45 students will visit USC, and the Avid team continues to strengthen its peer tutoring model while improving collaboration between teachers and counseling. Our choral and vocal music program has a busy month ahead with the Fall Choral Showcase on October 16th at 7 p.m. and the Classical Voice Master class on October 25th in the choir room. We're especially proud of sophomore Zelda Preston, who earned selection into the 2025 SCVA Regional Honor Choir after a competitive audition. Athletics continues to shine across campus. Flag football and girls volleyball have both clinched league championships and are playing for undefeated titles. Football stands at 5-2 and is 2 wins away from a CIF playoff berth. Girls golf and girls tennis remain in contention for league titles, and boys water polo continues to have a strong year under new leadership and is also in contention for another league title. And cross country continues to compete at a high level with recent and upcoming meets at Clovis, Orange County, and Mount Sac. This concludes my board report for October.
Thank you. From Buena Park High School, Dr. Berg.
All right, thank you, Dr. McLaughlin, President Calhoun, and members of the board. The Coyotes have had a very successful first quarter of the year. I can't believe that that's already coming to an end. First off, since our last board meeting, we were notified that our Early College Academy, which is our dual enrollment program, was named a California Golden Bell recipient in its first year of eligibility. So we are very proud of the work that has gone into building that, implementing it, and then growing it, this unique program that has already had an impact on the lives of hundreds of students, giving them a successful jump start on college and building their college transcript while in high school. Next, I have some great school-wide data to share. We all track student discipline closely and compare it from year to year. And so currently at the park, we have the lowest number of suspensions that we've had in recent history, down 67% from last year. Our student body is more connected and focused on rising up to meet new challenges, and so I'm very proud of our staff and students as they have started the new school year on a great note. Speaking of meeting new challenges, our choir program will be performing this Friday as an invite-only fundraiser as they prepare for festival in New Orleans later next year. The advancement in our arts is amazing, and we can now announce this year's collaborative winter musical will be Frozen. Yes, we're one of the first high schools in California to receive the rights to the full-length production, and so we are super excited. More info to come, kind of January-ish. In athletics, I'd like to recognize a couple of fall programs for some amazing accomplishments and school firsts. So first, our girls volleyball team, who tonight, they are finishing their season with a winning record for the first time in at least 20 years. So that is a big kudos to them. And Mr. K's daughter is one of the leaders on that team. And second, our girls flag football team, who just yesterday secured a first place finish in league. And this is a great turnaround story because last year they went 0 for 15. They didn't win a game. This year they're league champs. And so the next stop is CIF, and we'll find out on Saturday who we play. And then lastly, I have to give a huge thank you to my counseling department for their effort putting together another successful College Applied Day. We do this every year, and like Mr. Garcia mentioned, we know how difficult it is to navigate the college application process. And so this event is not only essential for our students, but helps remove some potential barriers to higher education, namely just getting in. It allows them to continue on their academic growth, and over 140 students participated, and as you may have seen from my newsletter, they got cool t-shirts and things when they actually applied and finished their applications. So we're looking forward to seeing their acceptances roll through in the next few months. Thank you, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. From Sonora High School, Mr. Cazares.
Thank you, Dr. McLaughlin, President Calhoun, and members of the board. As Ari mentioned earlier, our recent homecoming celebration was a tremendous success. It was a week full of school spirit and tradition that brought students, staff, alumni, and families together. One of the most special moments for me was the induction of our newest members into the Raider Hall of Fame, an event that honors the legacy of students who have achieved remarkable success both in their athletic endeavors and in the service of their community. Among those we celebrated was Joe Merlo, Sonora High School's very first principal. Mr. Merlo's leadership and vision helped to build the climate and culture that continue to define Sonora today. Our commitment to recognizing student achievement continued just last night with the induction of 71 students into the Sonora chapter of the National Honor Society. We're incredibly proud of these students for their dedication to scholarship, leadership, service, and character. The ceremony is a powerful reminder of the academic excellence that thrives on our campus. We're deeply grateful to the dedication of our advisors, Mrs. Nazia Bawani and Mr. Eric DeLang, for their leadership and mentorship and for inspiring our students to reach and maintain at the highest levels. In keeping with the district's theme this year of Inspired, I want to highlight two students who truly embody the spirit through their actions and leadership. First, Jessica Santana was recently recognized as a champion for character by CIF at their annual awards dinner and is the first student from Sonora to receive this prestigious award. Jessica has turned her passion for sports journalism into a meaningful platform that celebrates the efforts and dedication of our student athletes and coaches. Through her work on the sidelines, she amplifies the stories of those who commit countless hours to their teams and exemplifies what it means to lead with purpose and passion. I would also like to recognize Axel Mejia Gutierrez, a student whose bright personality and deep compassion have made a profound impact on our campus community. Axel has dedicated his time to working with some of our most impacted students, building friendships and promoting inclusion in every corner of campus life. Axel is also an athlete himself, and this year he accepted the challenge to join our football team. And just last week, he kicked his very first field goal in a varsity game. It was truly an inspiring moment that reminded all of us of the power of perseverance, encouragement, and community. Looking ahead, we are excited for our upcoming Future Ready Day, where our seniors will take meaningful steps toward their futures, from applying to colleges and understanding the FAFSA to receiving help with their college essays, in addition to exploring adult transition and the work experience. Our outstanding guidance team has done a tremendous job preparing for this important event, and we are also preparing to welcome our feeder schools later this month, continuing our outreach to families and showcasing all the great things that are happening at Sonora High School. This builds on the success of our recent campus tours, which started a few weeks ago, where we introduced many of our future Raiders to the Sonora family. Thank you, and this completes my Raider report.
Thank you. Thank you, principals. Dr. Calhoun.
Thank you. Is there any information that the board would like to share? Well, I just want to say thank you to all the staff and faculty and everybody that works here for getting their training done. I know it takes a little time out of your schedule, but I appreciate it. I know this wonderful leader appreciates every single thing you guys do for this district, and that's what I want to say. Thank you to all the staff. And does the superintendent have anything he would like to share?
Not at this time. Thank you.
I would like to invite FSTO President Simcak to the podium to give an update.
Good evening, President Calhoun, trustees, Dr. McLaughlin, and guests. October is moving quickly, and FSTO is keeping pace. Our executive board met earlier today, and we continue the work we do in representing our members and keeping up with current events and issues. On Monday, October 6th, the CTA Association presidents in Orange County were invited to meet and collaborate with members of the Public School Defenders Hub. This coalition was founded in 2023 to advocate for and defend public education, ensuring accountability and access to safe, inclusive, secular, quality learning for all children. The vision and theme for the 6th Biannual Coalition Summit was Educators on Point, Teachers at the Center of the Storm. And it featured a 4-member panel of education experts: Dr. Stephen Glass, Cal State Long Beach professor and Orange Unified School Board member; Dr. Allison Dover, Cal State Fullerton professor involved in the teacher preparation program, Dr. David Verdugo, former superintendent of Paramount School District and currently a member of Leadership Associates, and panel moderator Dr. Nancy Watkins from Cal State Fullerton. Dr. Watkins did an exceptional job of planning, moderating, and framing the afternoon session with interactive tabling deep dives and amazing discussions for us all. Summit participants prioritized actions in a head, heart, hand gallery walk, and we made advocacy commitments to each other and to ourselves. There were over 60 attendees, and the afternoon also focused on banned books, as October 6th through 10th was Banned Book Week, and it also coincided with the Break the Tape campaign. It was a great opportunity to listen to educators focus on what is right with education, while also discussing how to improve communication in public education and have our voices heard. 7 of the 28 Orange County Association presidents were in attendance, and we walked away ready to learn more and participate. We hope to be invited to return to the Public School Defender Summit and participate more in the work that they do. This weekend is our first CTA State Council of Education session for the 2025-26 school year. Amanda Gieser, Magdalena Villalba, and I will be attending the council meeting in Los Angeles, and our focus will be on Propositions 50 and 55. The passage of Proposition 50 would allow the state to use new legislatively drawn congressional district maps starting in 2026. California's new maps would be used until the California Citizens Redistricting Commission draws new maps following the 2030 U.S. Census. Proposition 55 would extend Proposition 30, which was voted into law in 2012, and increased income tax rates on high-income taxpayers at that time. A loss of this revenue for Proposition 55 would create deficits in education spending throughout the state, and our district alone would lose $7.5 million each year. I've also had the opportunity to be on campuses recently and talk with our members and share information regarding these important propositions and their impacts on education, as well as other important ideas in education. I had an opportunity to stop by Troy High School last week, and we had about 23 FSTO members in attendance. What a great showing. Thank you, Troy High School. I will be visiting all campuses this semester, and I look forward to seeing our members as well as our administration. On October 29th, both FSTO and district negotiating teams will meet to discuss the MOU regarding Article 12, class size. We will also be meeting on November 12th to discuss class size and numbers in Mod Severe special education classrooms and nursing staffing numbers. We look forward to learning information needed to make more informed decisions regarding our collective bargaining agreement. And wrapping up the fall semester for CTA conference schedule, the LGBTQ+ Issues Conference will be held October 24th through the 26th in Orange County, and the Solidarity Conference will be held October 31st through November 2nd in San Francisco. Any members interested in attending should reach out as quickly as possible. And I look forward to reporting about both of these events in our November Board of Trustees meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. I would like to invite CSEA President Bill Hager to the podium to give an update.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, Bill.
So as you can all probably tell, this is my favorite time of the month, standing up and speaking. But I do the best I can. Hope everybody survived today. I didn't realize that the wind had kicked up so bad. We saw a little bit of it, but I got home today and my buddy's dog is staying in my backyard, and we had an easy up, and easy up ended on the side of the house, and poor Dexter looked like he was a drowned rat. So it took 6 towels to dry him off, and he's doing much better now. If I could read my own writing, that would be a good thing. So we have our tentative agreement coming up for election. We're planning on spending time at each campus next week for informational meetings to discuss what the tentative agreement holds. And then the elections would happen online the following week, 5 days worth. And hopefully by next meeting, y'all will have a ratified tentative agreement from us. That's what we're hoping. So anyway, if there are no questions, cool, thank you.
You will. Thank you. Okay, I would like to invite the Fullerton PTA to the podium to give an update. A representative from the Fullerton PTA, please come to the podium.
Hello, everybody. Good evening, Dr. McLaughlin, President Dr. Calhoun, and members of the board. My name is Nivi Jawar, and I'm the Executive Vice President of Fullerton Council PTA. Each and every one of our 24 units has been busy with activities, movie nights, and homecomings. Many of our schools are also hosting upcoming Halloween-related trunk or treats or fall and harvest festivals. Please make sure that you attend. The schools would love your support. Membership campaigns are still going strong at each of our school sites. So far, we have a total of 3,674 members at all of our sites. All of our schools rely on their membership to make a positive difference in their students' lives. At the FSD school level and the FJUHSD level, our units support school programs, student activities, and staff appreciation. So we continue to encourage everyone to join multiple units. And as we always say, every single membership helps. On September 23rd, Fullerton Council held its FCPTA Mentors Roundtable, a training for all PTA Executive Board members. It was a great meeting with new and continuing leaders in our community, sharing ideas, asking questions, and providing participants with practical knowledge and resources to improve their PTAs. Thank you to everyone who was there. You made it great. Our Reflections Program entry deadline is rapidly approaching this Friday, October 17th. This is a nationwide PTA-run arts contest in the various areas of visual arts, dance, music composition, film production, literature, and photography. The theme this year is I Belong. I promise to keep you updated as our students progress further up the levels. Fullerton Council will be hosting a PTA Reflections Art Showcase at the Fullerton Museum Center on Tuesday, November 7th from 6 to 8 p.m. This event is so inspiring when you see the incredible artwork and fantastic dances or hear the marvelous poetry and witness the creativity of music from our wonderful students. Come and see the amazing creations done by our amazing district students. Just a reminder to all of our principals, superintendents, assistant superintendents, and our esteemed board members, our annual Fullerton Council PTA President Principal Luncheon will be held on October 21st at 11 a.m. We once again thank the Fullerton School District for hosting us in their district courtyard. Please, if you've not yet received your invite, because you are all invited, or if you've not yet RSVP'd, please do so. And principals, if you have not yet seen an invite, please reach out to your PTSA president. As always, we welcome anyone to attend our council meetings, which are usually held the fourth Tuesday of every month at 9:30 a.m. here in the boardroom. We hear from our superintendents, various guest speakers, and it's a great opportunity to ask those burning questions. Meeting dates are posted on our website at www.fullertoncouncilpta.org. And as always, you can reach us at fullertoncouncilptainfo@gmail.com. And we welcome any and all input, and we're always happy to answer any questions. So please reach out. And that would be a great place to RSVP. Again, if you have not yet done so, we would love to have all of you at our luncheon. Thank you all so much. Happy fall, and that concludes my report.
Thank you. Deanna, will you give the La Habra PTA update? Thank you.
On behalf of the La Habra Council PTA President Susan Cunningham, good evening, President Calhoun, Board of Trustees, and Superintendent McLaughlin. Our PTA membership is nearing 1,800 members. We encourage everyone to join the PTA at one or more of your local schools. Principals, please continue to invite your teachers to join your school PTA, especially if PTA provides classroom grants or hosts annual staff appreciation events. A heartfelt thank you to Dr. McLaughlin, the FJUHSD administrative staff, and the Board of Trustees for their ongoing support of our students, schools, and PTA Council. Thank you, and this concludes my report.
Thank you, Deanna. I would like to invite Assistant Superintendent of the Administrative Services, Dr. Carl Zener, to the podium to introduce our honorees and lead the recognitions.
Thank you, President Calhoun, members of the board, and Dr. McLaughlin. This month, we celebrate our ASB presidents, activities directors, ASB curriculum co-chairs, and the SAC Symposium president and vice president. The opening of this school year has been busier than ever for this incredible group. They kicked off the year at the Orange County Leadership Camp in Santa Barbara, marking the second year our district has sent our ASB students and activities directors to this leadership experience. We are incredibly grateful to the Board of Trustees for your continued support of our students and our goal of increasing student engagement across the district. After returning from camp, our student leaders jumped right into action, starting the school year strong, planning their site's homecoming celebrations, and organizing our annual SAC Symposium, which took place 2 Fridays ago. This event was another great success, bringing together over 300 students, 50 adults from across the district for a day of leadership, collaboration, and connection. It's now time to meet these amazing school and district leaders who make this all possible. I'd like to invite each school's Assistant Principal of Student Affairs to the podium to introduce and share a few words about their activity director and ASB president. Our APSAs have done a tremendous job supporting their activities directors in their expanded roles, and now it's time to celebrate our outstanding leaders. I would first like to introduce from Buena Park High School Assistant Principal Brian Cuevas.
Good evening, thank you. Thank you, President Calhoun, members of the board, and Dr. McLaughlin. So it's my pleasure to introduce two amazing ladies at Buena Park High School. First, I want to introduce Miss Lisa Scott, also known as Miss Scotty to a lot of us in this room and on our campus. She's in her 11th year as ASB director. She continues to enjoy seeing the students work across the district with all ASB students. And she's inspired by our ASB students and the growth that they show at the end of the year and just the positive impact that they have on our campus. That's Miss Lisa Scott. Next, I want to introduce Miss Julissa Contreras, our ASB president. Her second year in ASB. She's also 4 years in agriculture, and she's also our current president for the agriculture program. She's also vice president of the Orange section of FFA, and she's also a national delegate for our FFA program. Ms. Contreras is looking to continue her education in agriculture and pursue a career in agriculture. Again, Ms. Lisa Scott and Julissa Contreras.
And now from Fullerton Union High School Assistant Principal, Mr. Dan Ma.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Board President Dr. Calhoun. Members of the board, Dr. McLaughlin, cabinet, and principals. So I am very fortunate to have two amazing ladies too at Fullerton High School. There we go. Oh, wait, the other way. Sorry. First up is our amazing, spectacular activities director, Mrs. Brooke Kerr. So she is in her 8th year in teaching and 3rd year as activities director. She enjoys working with students and watching them grow as leaders. Mrs. Kerr is excited to see how new campus events will bring students together and help achieve our goal of 100% engagement at Fullerton High School. Mrs. Brooke Kerr. Next up is our amazing ASB president, Chanel Thompson. Oops, sorry, I keep forgetting this one. Chanel is a proud fourth-year ASB member who embodies tribe pride as ASB president. She's passionate about school spirit, teamwork, and making FUHS a place where every student feels connected and inspired. She values leadership growth and making an impact. And lastly, Chanel is excited to build new traditions, strengthen school spirit, and bring the tribe together. Chanel Thompson. So, in closing, I just want to take a moment to say thank you, board, for all your support, especially saying us to OCL. And with that, Mrs. Kerr and Chanel Thompson, thank you.
Dan, we'll get that picture.
Okay, let's hear for Fullerton High School. And now from La Habra High School, Assistant Principal Dr. Andrea Brumbaugh.
Thank you, Dr. Calhoun, members of the board, and Dr. McLaughlin. It's an honor to be here tonight to recognize our two individuals, particularly starting with our activities director, Mr. Matt Fritter. Mr. Fritter has been teaching for 22 years. This is his fourth year as an activities director. When I asked him what he enjoys most about his role, he said he just loves watching students in leadership and even in his classes work through their challenges together and find ways to overcome them. One of his goals this year is to obtain record participation among the La Habra students, working toward 100%. So, Mr. Fritter. And then our ASB president, Eric Lopez. Eric has been involved in ASB since fourth grade, so this is his 9th year as a student leader, and truly he is a leader. He has participated in gymnastics for 13 years. He currently serves as our Coastal Club president, and he's a member of our AP Heritage program. He is truly a passionate and strong and yet wonderful leader who connects so effectively with the students, and his leadership goals really attest to the kind of person that he is: inclusivity, community outreach, and improving school spirit. Eric Lopez.
Let's hear for La Habra. And now from La Vista La Sierra, Assistant Principal, Mr. Joel Medina.
Thank you and good evening, President Calhoun, members of the board, and Dr. McLaughlin. It's my honor to introduce and recognize our activities director and ASB president. First, Miss Daisy Reygosa Herrera is currently in her 4th year of teaching. She teaches algebra at La Vista La Sierra, and this is her 1st year as activities director. She's proud of our ASB this year for receiving an award at OCL for most creative shirt design and our recent 2nd place in the Symposium Olympics. Daisy fosters creativity, inclusiveness, and cultural awareness on our campus, bringing students of diverse backgrounds together and providing a welcome space for them to serve our student body. In her short time so far as activities director, she has made a significant positive impact on our school community and culture. Thank you, Ms. Reygosa Herrera. Oh, thank you. All right, and now it's my honor to introduce our ASB president, Kira Rodriguez. Kira has demonstrated leadership and dedication as ASB president, representing our student body with professionalism and enthusiasm. She has planned and led major campus events such as Picolandia, promoting unity and school spirit. She also organized a voter pre-registration drive to encourage civic participation in support of her pursuit of the State Seal of Civic Engagement. She brings creativity and innovation to our school community and elevates student engagement to new heights. Thank you, Kira Rodriguez.
Here for La Vista. And now from Sonora High School, Mrs. Crail was unable to be with us this evening, but we do have a great substitute. I'd like to introduce our principal, Mr. Steve Cazares.
Good evening once again. I have the pleasure of first introducing our activities director, Ms. Kelly Verdon. So Kelly has been in activities for 9 years total, 4 years at Fullerton High School, and for the last 5 years with us at Sonora High School. She also teaches math and is an avid teacher as well. She is somebody who is very passionate about students and student leadership, and she definitely does everything to put them first. One of her highlights of the year, which gives me a lot of anxiety, is seeing all of her kids have so much fun at OCL camp and spending the few days with them there and really supporting them. And then lastly, she would like to thank her family for all their support, Ms. Kelly Verdon. And our ASB president, Ariana Machado. So Ari has served, or is currently serving as the district student board member, she's been in ASB at Sonora High School for 3 years and 1 year at her previous school, Warren High School. She also competes and is the captain for the girls volleyball team and has done that for 3 years at Sonora High School. She's also involved in our Best Buddies program and is a CSF and NHS member. Once again, Ari Machado.
Here for Sonora. And from Sunny Hills High School, Assistant Principal, Mr. Arlie Kearney.
Good evening. Thank you, President Calhoun, members of the board, and Dr. McLaughlin. Well, as you can see, a young David Fenstermaker was inspired by churros. He currently holds the record for the most churros sold at Disneyland in an 8-hour shift with 1,826. Now he's currently our activities director, and he is inspired by leading and mentoring young people, and he does a phenomenal job with all of our activities, building a really positive culture at Sunny Hills High School. So we're very grateful to Dave and all of his work with all of our students. Thanks, Dave. How do I go next? Oh, there we go. All right, and our ASB president, Ellie Sweeney. Ellie's been an ASB member for 3 years. She's captain of the varsity soccer flag football teams, president of Surf Rider Club, the Cards for Cause Club, and member of NHS and CSF. She's played 3 sports for the Lancers, and she won an intense game of Pizza Box Smash for the Sunny Hills Lancers to be the inaugural Fullerton Joint SAC Olympic champions. Great job, Ellie.
hear it for Sunny Hills. And now from Troy High School, Assistant Principal Dr. Allison Wills.
Thank you, everybody, the board, Dr. Calhoun, Dr. McLaughlin. I have the honor of introducing our amazing activities director, Abby Contreras at Troy High School. She has been our activities director now. This is going on her third year, but she's in her 8th year as a math teacher at Troy High School. She earned her Master of Arts in teaching from the University of California, Irvine, and her bachelor's from Cal State San Bernardino. And we are so lucky to have her. She's wonderful to our students. She's always on campus. She just moved far away, and yet I think she spends more time on the freeway now, but she's always at school, and we love to have her. So she's wonderful. Our kids are lucky. And our ASB president, Ms. Kathy Nguyen. Kathy's been a member of our ASB for 3 years now, although she did mention that she was also on ASB in elementary school, so she was jealous that you put that on. She said she should have also mentioned that. She is a part of our Troy Tech program in the business pathway. Her dream school is UCI, where she hopes to pursue pharmacy, and she is proud to have served as our ASB executive president, the class president, the link crew leader, and a youth congressional participant. She's amazing. Go Troy.
Let's hear it for Troy. So we're not quite done yet. Amazing things do not happen in isolation, and he's going to have to come back up here. He's not going to like this, but we do have 2 co-ASB curriculum chairs. Again, Mrs. Crail is at class tonight, so she couldn't make it. But I am so grateful and appreciative of the leadership of Mrs. Crail and Mr. Cazares for all they do for our ASB students. Let's give them, Steve, a round of applause. And last but not least, if I could have Adrina Gomez please join me up here. Adrina is the SAC Vice Chair. She is an exceptional partner for Ari. She does so much work, unrecognized work to help with SAC monthly meetings and, of course, our symposium. She's a tremendous, humble leader, and we are so grateful for all you do. Adrina, thank you so much. And let's hear for Adrina. And finally, our student board member, our SAC chair. Let's hear it for Ari, the second half of AA, Ariana Machado. I just want to recap Ari's September. This was Ari's September. Her first ever board meeting, her first ever board report, her first ever monthly SAC meeting, her first ever and ever in the history, we'll hear about it later, Orange County Student Board Member Summit, and her first ever SAC symposium, all in 1 month. And she did it with flying colors. So we give them a round of applause and we'll take a picture.
But wait, there's more. Because this event and SAC Symposium is a district-wide event, and it starts with all of us working together from our students, our leaders, our sites. But we also often forget to recognize, see if I did it right. There he is. Our very own Dr. Ziener. So if I can call Dr. Ziener to the podium for recognition for the SAC Symposium. Dr. Calhoun. Wait, Dr. Zena, you know the rules. Like, you're in charge of this. You got to shake hands. You get a thing, right? I know, right? So Dr. Zener, Assistant Superintendent Administrative Services, he's been our lead administrator since 2018. He really helps to organize from a district level and brings people together. But if you see him on that day too, he's just like one of the kids, just like one of the participants. For those of you who don't know, he was also in ASB. He was an activities director, so this is his lifeblood. So we wanted to give him a special recognition, give him his own very own certificate, and want to make sure that you get a picture and we'll send it home to your wife as well. So, Dr. Zener, everybody.
So nice, so nice. Yeah? Yeah. So, thank you for this prize. I wasn't expecting that because I have a surprise right now for everybody. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, and we are unveiling our annual SAC Symposium video so you can all get a sense of the great work. Enjoy.
I came to find out what our students are doing with their new SAC event, which is always exciting and interesting and inspirational.
So this year we are the host school for the symposium. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's so cool. I probably would have liked high school a lot more if I had had something like this.
Our goal in Fullerton Joint Union High School District is that all of our kids, 100% of our kids, are connected. This is a group that looks for unseen kids, unnoticed kids. They create programs, they invite them to dances to make sure that all of our kids feel included.
Countless studies have shown that the more students are connected to the campus they call home, the more successful they'll be both in school and in life. How many of you have homecoming still coming up? Raise your hand. What if we got a member of ASB, of cheer, of band, and of football, crews of 4, to visit every single freshman class?
I think it starts from like the beginning, from like the interview process. So making sure that we get ASB kids that are from all different groups on campus. We pick kids that are in theater, who are in sports, who are in clubs, to make sure that we're covering our community that we have.
Every year we have a theme that goes with our SAC.
What's inspiring about this year is that we opened our school year at our leadership retreat and invited all of our student leaders to participate and to provide input into the vision for this year. We're reconnecting today with some of our site leaders and district leaders to ensure that we continue to partner with our kids, because at the end of the day, that's why we're here.
My favorite part about today was when everyone was in groups with different schools and that we were just so vulnerable with each other and able just to have honest conversations.
And we put them all into little donation piles and we give them out to students and families who are in need.
I think it's really fun to see them present on all of their ideas on how, when the school time kind of hits a valley, that we can do some things on campus that can really sort of boost morale for our students. Got to see about 6 different presentations and really get some neat ideas that I can take back and work with my ASB on.
If we can inspire somebody to feel like they want to come to school, we can inspire them to work that much harder on this assignment, that assignment, to feel like they're a part of a community, and then they go out and inspire the next person. One of the things that's so great about an event like this is you get 400 kids, they're inspiring each other, and then those kids go out and inspire. It becomes a ripple effect that, you know, makes a difference for 13,000 kids in our community.
Thank you. That concludes our recognitions.
Well, Dr. Zener, that was wonderful. Great presentation. Okay, we're going to call for a 10-minute recess, so see you in a minute. At this time, we will call for public comments for items that are not on the agenda. If there are any cards to be read, here we go. Mr. Norby, will you please come to the podium?
Thank you. Chris Norby, 2800 20th Street in Fullerton. Signed into law, AB 3074 censors not only Indians, but tribe, and even Big Red used by public schools, as well as about a half a dozen specific tribal names. I appreciate the efforts of this board to try to get permission from a recognized tribe for the continued use of Indians. However, during an outreach meeting last week, FUHS Principal John McCaffrey announced that such efforts have been unsuccessful, and it's time to move on to choose a new mascot. As an alumna, fan, and dad of a current FHS freshman football player, my Johnny, I reluctantly concur. Suggestions should be taken from students, alumni, parents, and staff, with the ultimate choice being made by a vote of the student body. And I just met briefly tonight with ASB President Sherelle Thompson, who says they already have a committee at the high school of students looking at various alternatives. I've heard specific suggestions such as Aztecs, Red Hawks, Red Hots, Red Tide, Thunderbirds, and Towers. Interestingly, Aztecs is not specifically banned, as it's not a recognized U.S. tribe. And the Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District has no plans to change the Esperanza Aztecs. Personally, I prefer names that have some tie with Fullerton's history, such as Fenders. Leo Fender was an FHS student who invented his revolutionary guitar right here in Fullerton. Or maybe Flyers, as Fullerton has the oldest and only city-operated airport in Orange County. I've even heard ostriches suggested. Ostrich Eggs for Breakfast is a children's history book about the city of Fullerton that every elementary school kid is familiar with because it's part of the curriculum in the Fullerton Elementary District. And I think having a live ostrich would be something that our agriculture department of Fullerton High might welcome, and they could take good care of it as a mascot. Sponsors of any suggestion should have the chance to explain why their choice is appropriate, and a lively discussion should be encouraged among students. Use this process as a teaching moment. In the end, the decision should be up to a vote of the student body. I think all of us would welcome and accept their decision. In the meantime, go Tribe.
Thank you, Mr. Norby. Next, we have Connie Sims. Please come to the podium.
Dr. McLaughlin, President Calhoun, members of the Board of Trustees, school officials, good evening. First of all, thank you for supporting us and our work. On behalf of the Parents' Voice USA, I would like to invite everyone here present, as well as everyone watching through the live stream, to come and join us this Thursday, October 16, at the Fullerton Public Library at 6:30 p.m. At this free event, we invite Dr. Mark A. Cruz, DDS, an airway specialist, to talk on the matters of sleeping, especially with our school-age kids. 25 to 50% of children with ADHD may have airway and sleep disorders. Studies have shown that these disorders may lead to delayed brain and behavioral development, impaired focus, ADHD, disturbed sleep, lowers IQ, undetected breathing issue, increased risk of obesity and type 2 diabetes, and it also may affect attendance. For online attendees, please visit our website at parentsvoiceusa.com. That's parents with an S, voiceusa.com, and click on our upcoming event to be directed to Eventbrite. It is a free event, so please register and share the link to families and friends who may need to hear about the talk. To everyone present tonight, I have left a stack of flyers at the check-in table. Feel free to take one and register. Again, the Parents' Voice USA invites you to join our free event in 2 days. This is on Thursday, October 16 at the Fullerton Library Event starts promptly at 6:30 p.m. See you all, and thank you again for coming last year. Hope to see you all again this year. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your thoughtful comments. Non-agenda items may not be acted on during the meeting or discussed by the board. If you would like further information, please contact us through the district website or contact staff members who will be happy to talk to you and follow up with any information. Superintendent, does the superintendent have any information he would like to share?
Not at this time.
Okay. We have an action item, election of member of the Orange County Committee on School District Organizations. The Orange County Committee on School District Organization is an 11-member committee of 2 members from each of the 5 supervisory district and 1 member elected at large from anywhere in the county. Members of this committee serve for a period of 4 years. The purpose of this committee is to consider and decide matters relating to school districts, organization, such as transfer, territory, unification, and a trustee area rearrangement, abolishment, and establishment. Below is a slate of candidates. For the first supervisory district is David Johnson. The 4th supervisory district is Paulette Chafee, and that's an incumbent. Both of them are incumbent. David from the 1st is incumbent. Paulette Chafee is incumbent. And the 5th supervisory district is Sheila Benick. She's also an incumbent. Benicki. There we go. Yeah, Benicki. We will be voting on each supervisory district individually. We will start with the first supervisory district, Mr. Johnson, David. Okay. Is there a motion?
I move approval of David Johnson.
Second?
Joanne.
Any discussion? Ari, would you like to cast a preferential vote?
I approve.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? 5-0. We will move to the 4th supervisory district. Is there a motion to cast a vote for Paulette Chafee? Okay. Any discussion? Ari, would you like to cast a preferential vote?
I approve.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? 5-0. We will move into the 5th supervisory district. Is there a motion to cast a vote for Sheila Benicki? Okay. Ari, would you like to cast a preferential vote?
I approve.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? 5-0. I would like to call Assistant Superintendent, Education Assistant Services, Dr. Sylvia Kaufman, to present an update on the Educational Services and Assessment Department. This is for information only and is a non-action item. Sylvia.
President Calhoun, members of the board, superintendent, and guests. This evening, Ed Services staff will be presenting the district profile, reflections, student outcomes, local indicators, areas of focus, and what inspires us for this school year. Let's start off with presenting our Ed Services administrative team that's made up of directors and coordinators. And our organizational chart that shows our classified staff that serves as our backbone in our offices, and our certificated leads that support our work throughout this school year. In Ed Services, it all begins with our vision statement that is built upon trust. And how we do our work is supported by our framework, SET for Success, which stands for supporting a safe, inclusive culture, equipping students to be college and career ready, and teaching using best first instruction and supporting with interventions. Let's recap our 24-25 school year last year. And this basically will show a cycle of the presentations that we do throughout the school year to provide insight as far as what's taking place. Every summer, we begin with our LCAP, usually in the month of June. In the fall, in October, such as today, we provide the board with an annual update. And in the winter, usually in February, we provide a mid-year update to the board. During the spring, we collect feedback, we evaluate our goals, we adjust our LCAP, and we get more community engagement throughout this process. And we also look at our budget. Then comes summertime, and back in June, we're back with our LCAP process as well, or our presentation. So let's reflect on last year, our areas of focus for the 24-25 school year. We started with our moonshot. It was our 3-year goal. It was the first time we presented this. The focus was on college and career preparedness, with the focus on CASP results. We shared student demographic data, which showed that we had well over 12,600 students district-wide. And also we provided a 6-year trend on the actual demographics of students, the increases and decreases as far as what was taking place throughout our district. We also showed socioeconomically disadvantaged students. These are our students on free and reduced lunch. And it shows that we have well over 61% of our students. In the area of special education, we have over 1,300 students. While the majority of our students are in 80% or more of the day in general education classes, that means at least in 5 classes. English learners, we have over 1,100 students, and the majority of our English learners are long-term English learners. That's well over 700 students. Let's not forget the work that we have, that we work so closely with many of our partnerships. And these are just a few of the agencies, partnerships that we have throughout the school year. But the list and slides can go on and on and on. Last year, we implemented a district-wide data protocol. This was our tool to help align our conversations when reviewing data. We had 3 major areas that we always look at. So here's what we have. So what does this mean for us today? And now what's next? These data conversations help with planning. They help planning with various reports that we need to present to the state overall on an annual basis. And you can see here are some examples: our Every Student Succeeds Act, our LCAP, our SIPSAs, student academic performances, and student connections. And that's a very important one for us, as you have seen throughout our various presentations. Our professional learning community started in the year 22-23. This is year 4 for us, where we have dedicated time, we collaborate, we connect, we have data-driven results, and at the end of the day, it's all student-focused for us. And so today we will share student outcomes for the 24-25 school year. And these will be the areas we will present tonight in the areas of student outcomes: student supports, career readiness, college readiness, academic distinctions, and local indicators. With this, I'd like to introduce our Director of Student Support Services, Alan Witten.
Thank you, Dr. Kaufman, and good evening. I'm so excited to share some of the progress and corresponding data from Student Support Services. With a full team of wellness specialists, you can see here just some of the supports they were able to provide to students last year. We empowered our wellness specialists to partner with their admin teams to adjust the unique needs of each of their sites, and the results speak for themselves. In the last 3 years, you can see the student reported gains from our Panorama Climate and Wellness Survey. Supportive relationships, sense of belonging, school climate, valuing of school, all up significantly. But the last one, their emotional regulation, this is one that other districts are now contacting us, and Panorama themselves has been kind of scratching their head, asking, how are you doing that in FJUHSD? And the answer is simple. We provided the focus and support for helping kids understand how to regulate their emotions to make better decisions in school. And you can see some of the results here. In our student behavior gains, understanding that you cannot discipline and suspend kids into loving school. Our teams are doing a great job of prioritizing safety, communicating expectations, creating positive school environments, and supporting student mental wellness to keep kids in school. We love this data, obviously, and we're happy to be trending in the right direction on school exclusion. And in line with district priorities, we are so proud to have dramatically improved the safety of our schools by reducing fights, drugs, and weapons through clear communication, high expectations, and trust. As you know, a rising tide raises all boats, and we are thrilled to see that all students are benefiting from the supports provided. And lastly, our efforts to make our schools more positive, connected, safer, and supportive have resulted in a massive reduction in suspension days, keeping more kids in school, learning, and achieving. And with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Porter.
Thank you, Dr. McLaughlin, President Calhoun, members of the board. And really, as I get into explaining and sharing some of the data, we're going to talk about college and career readiness, some of our state indicators. I do think it's important to note that we put a thank you out there to our principals, our staff, our teachers, because this data is a reflection of the work, the culminating events and summative work of our students, but the work that they put into the classroom to get this data to where it is today. And I think it's some data that's really something that we should be very proud of and really sing from the tops of the roofs. So we're going to start off here looking at our CTE data 5-year trends. And when we look initially at this data, you'll see that there's a slight decrease in student participation in our overall CTE classes from years past, with a total enrollment of 4,826. Now, that's not to be undershadowed by the fact that we saw an increase, doubling the number of students who completed a pathway, up to 656 from 396 students last year in previous years and 346 the year before that. With that, we also saw an increase of the number of certifications that students received. We saw that over 2,600 students, 122% increase in CTE certifications from the work that we put into it, they put into their programs. When we look at college readiness, I like to start off a reminder, we do a lot of interventions and supports here. We don't always just start off with students coming in. We have to provide a little extra for each every year. And over summer, we offer some of those programs, some of it being credit recovery, a lot of original credit, internships, opportunities for students to experience real-world experiences. They do an extended school year for our students with special needs, and we offer a summer bridge program for our incoming 9th grade students. We have a number of students that participate in dual enrollment classes, and we're happy to present that almost 85% of those students pass those classes the first time. We've seen an increase in AVID, approximately 200 students, about 200 plus students from 21-22 school year. But what's important here, you'll see that over 76% of those students meet and have completed the A through G requirements. Last year, we had 88% of our seniors complete the senior exit survey. And from that, we gathered 40% of our students had planned to go to a 4-year university, 45% going to community college, and 9% of students entering the workforce, showing that of this group, over 90% of the students had a post-secondary plan that they were eager to pursue. We had 871 of those students complete the college and financial aid application via the California colleges. And what's really stood out here amongst all the data that what we found from the A through G data was that going back to 22-23 school year, we had about a 54% rate. And this past year, with the work of our counselors, staff, principals, our students were able to, 59.5% of our students met the A through G rate, which means they were ready for college. Looking at our academic distinctions, some of our most top scholars out there, we have about 4,398 students participating in an advanced placement course. Of that, that's up over 2,000 students, we had about 9,500 tests taken, which is about 2,000 more from the 3 years ago. And from that, we've continued to see an increase in pass rate, which is showing not only are more students participating in AP classes, more students are taking the AP exams, but more students are finding success within that AP framework. And similarly, you're going to see in IB placement data that 3 years ago, we were about 842 exams taken of the approximately 1,200 students to recently about 1,000 exams. And while we do see a similar pass rate of 85% that we saw with the AP exams, which is a little bit of a decline from last year, you'll see the significant number of students participating or significant number of exams taken, which shows more students are passing the exam, even though our percentage might be a little bit lower. We had 522 students earn a seal of biliteracy and 396 students earning the seal of civic engagement. And we're proud to say, as we talk about our ELs and the supports and interventions, and you'll hear more about that as we progress through our presentation tonight, that we continue to see an increase in this redesignation process, and with a 20% on average of our students coming to us being reclassified as English proficient. And what does all that lead to? Over the past, we see the COVID dip of about 89%, but over the past few years, we've seen that gradual increase of students graduating high school, and we've seen that percentage climb up to 95% this past school year. Last June, we presented a little bit of information and a brief overview of our local indicators. This is something we're required to share with you each year, but this year we're going to give you a quick refresher and share with you that, each year, California's accountability system, we have indicators that the public, it makes it easily readable and visible for the public to see how our district and our schools are performing. We select local indicators as listed here, and each year, and including this past year, we have met all such indicators. In particular, there is a teacher assignment monitoring data addendum that was recently released. This is where we provide a report to the state. They evaluate our teachers' qualifications, and we are at over 90% of our teachers meeting that qualification. There's many factors that lead into why we don't meet that. Sometimes we need a long-term sub, things transition, courses change, but we're above the county average and above the statewide average, and we've met the requirement here. Another piece of interesting data here is they released this, but this report's 2 years old. It's not from last year, it's actually from the year before, which were higher from last year. Another indicator that everybody looks at, and this is unique for high schools, that's a unique situation for us as a high school district, is CAST data. So as we know, the scores were released last week. Ed Services had some time to look through that data. It's a challenging piece of data for us to look at as a high school district, and as having been a high school principal, this data really gives us a snapshot of where kids are in relation to where they are. It's, from year to year comparisons. We don't always get a chance to see whether there's growth, where kids are performing, how our efforts are working. So we've implemented some other resources to help us with that guidance. But we want to share with you today in the community where we stand within these CAST results, so everybody has an understanding of where we are. And I'll start off with our English language arts, and we'll see that in 2020, the 21-22 school year, we did see that again, that COVID dip. We rose back up to about 67, back down to 64, and you'll see that it's really been flatlined for our district, which is showing that we do have some work to do here. But interestingly, while we are ahead of the county and we're ahead of the state, we're seeing that they're also flatlined. So our data is starting to mirror what we see in the county and the state. When you look at the math results, again, we saw that dip, we climbed back up. We're working real hard to maintain that, and we're staying right at that 44%. When you look at the county and you look at the state, again, it's interesting to watch that flow almost be the same no matter where they are, but we are still above that average. Science is new over the past 4 years. While it's been around for about 5 years, we didn't report data in 2021 or the year before that, but beginning 21-22 school year, we started reporting the data. Again, we saw that increase. We've seen our plateau with where we're holding strong. The county increased a little bit higher this year than anticipated, but it's still a test that we're still trying to understand. But across California, you'll see, again, our trajectory is aligning with what the state is seeing. And if I took all the achievements that we talked about, this is what they would look like on paper. It makes you feel pretty good inside when you see this big number and you start, people like me who love data, they see all this exciting stuff. It doesn't look very, glamorous like the slides that we provide before, but there's a lot. There's a lot of good things that we see here, a lot of great accomplishments, but there's some work to be done still and things that we want to work toward. And we're going to talk a little bit about some of those things that we're working toward. And I'm going to invite Dr. Kaufman back up to talk about our areas of focus for the next school year.
Lower this a little bit. So, looking at our areas of focus for this school year. This year, we're very proud of our refined moonshot goal which is still focusing on college and career readiness. And yes, we are still including CASP data, but for us, it's a lot cleaner as far as being able to see where exactly is our moonshot goal. Next, I wanted to focus on our student supports and what does this mean and what does this look like. This year, we hired a wellness administrator. Dr. Rodriguez is our mental health administrator. She's here to lead and train our mental health specialists, counselors, and other support staff at our school sites. We will also continue to keep our focus on our students' well-being. What this means is safety, values, focusing on our student intervention teams, and our children and youth behavioral health initiative. This has been an area of focus for us in order to continue to support our students' well-being throughout our schools. College and career readiness. This year we defined what it means to be college and career ready here in Fullerton Joint Union High School District. That means FJUHSD graduates are prepared to pursue multiple post-secondary pathways with confidence, purpose, and skill. The college career indicators as defined by the state. Here are some examples. They look at the CASP scores, CTE pathways. And so what we have done, we've taken it one step further. We chose to enhance this measure to be more inclusive of our students with special needs. So we added additional indicators for 25-26 school year. We're looking at our work-based learning, certificate of completions with CTE courses, certificate of completions to alternative diploma. And once again, this data is for us, but we wanted to take it one step further. At future presentations, we will provide the status updates as far as what this looks like for our students with disabilities. This year is now year 3 of our CCGI academic planning, which is the California College Guidance Initiative. This allows us to help students plan their pathways and their courses. In addition, we are focusing on academic distinctions and local indicators. We're continuing with our teachers on special assignment who have helped lead our initiatives. Some of these initiatives include Best First Instruction, common formative assessments that provide evidence about student learning. We will continue to support co-teaching. This year we have over 8 professional development days, TOSA support, and in-person modeling and coaching. We are continuing our first year of the district-wide diagnostic exams that we have been administering and that we will continue to administer 3 times per school year. We will also be piloting interventions at Buena Park High School with an area of literacy is the main focus. So now we want to build on these successes. Our theme this year is inspiring, and here is data that inspires our team every single day. And it focuses on the areas of mental health and wellness, behavioral improvement, student achievement, career and college readiness, instructional excellence, and data-driven planning. We are inspired by our refined moonshot goal once again. We are building on our district successes, which looks like enhancing curriculum planning with Best First Instruction, transition from individual to site team co-teaching training, intervention supports with Buena Park High School and its new interventions, and continuous support to La Vista and La Sierra High Schools. Targeted CTE programs and supports, focusing on our foster youth, low-income students, and English learners. Our annual progress monitoring towards proficiency on CASP, and continued counselor and mental health supports for all sites. With this concludes our report this evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Kaufman. I would like to call Assistant Superintendent of Human Resource Marks. Okay, I'm sorry. Do the board members have any questions or would like to share any comments?
Well, I'd like to thank you guys for the presentation. Lots of really great data points. And I have a question for you, which you may or may not have an answer to. So I was just thinking about how, and people may not realize that we don't test kids every single year like we did when we were kids. So we have fewer data points for the CASP. However, I'm curious to know if the kids that we tested, because we have growth to make in our scores, but I'm just wondering how those same kids' test scores compare to their previous test scores. Are they making growth? Are they, you're smiling, so I feel like you may have had a conversation about this. Does that question make sense? They're 8th grade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can just to clarify, make sure everybody understands that with the CAS scores in high schools, we're in 11th grade.
Yes.
So we have a 3-year lag or a 2-year
Yes.
lag between testing. So if the question is how'd they do in 8th grade compared
Right.
to 11th grade, because we don't have 9th and 10th grade scores. to
Right,
compare
so are we seeing growth? Are they remaining stagnant? Knowing that we have that big gap in between the testing, but like what are we seeing when we compare their 11th grade scores to their 8th grade scores?
You're actually asking the direct question that our department's currently looking in. Hilda Arredondo is looking into that right now. We're pulling our data. We want to make sure that we have a good cohort of data of students, so we know when their start date is, when their end date is. But it's definitely something that we're trying to pull and get the information so it's accurate. It's not always easy to get the previous score because we have so many feeder schools and we have so many transfers. People love FJUHSD. It's a good thing, right? But with that comes data that's challenging to sift through. And we don't want to, present something out there that we can't stand by and certify with ourselves. But to your question, it's something we've been working on for probably a good month now to try to really clean up as we do all the other things on the back end. So we'll try to get that to you and work with our superintendent on an appropriate time.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Any other questions, board members? Okay.
I probably have another question you can answer. I am always disappointed every year that the movement is so small. Is there any number in your minds that we could really get there? Or is it just going to be like this forever?
Specific to CASP?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I have thoughts, but let's hear yours.
I think we all have thoughts on this, and I think what we're seeing here is you're seeing a lot of good work that's come into this district, and I'm not going to, belabor the whole COVID issue and the whole COVID remembrance of that, but there's a lot there, right? And so to Trustee Klosker's point is looking at that growth model to see. It's very difficult to predict what that growth would look like just based on a test score model to see that this percentage would go up or down because we don't know where they're coming from. It's a gap analysis evaluation which we're looking at. But I do believe that there's some really good work going in with good instructional strategies. They spent a lot of time through SET developing a strong curricular plan. They're looking at district-wide assessments to evaluate ongoing progress monitoring. I can tell you personally, the TOSAs take this very personal and try to find interventions, supports, and little things to help our teachers to try to close those little gaps that we see along the way. So I do think that in a couple of years we'll see that movement. I can't predict how deep that movement would be, but the culmination of efforts that this district has put into supporting their students and what we're seeing today, I would expect to see some growth here within the next year or two, a little bit more.
Yeah, Mrs. Bushi, if I can add a few things, working at the state level with other high school in the high school coalition and AXA, this is a main priority for a lot of districts around the state to advocate for because our tests are done ours are done in March, April, May, and our results just got activated 2 days ago or last week. And so the lag by the state of reporting data impedes our ability to do that analysis to then do the work over the summer and start to dive in with our team. So there's some of that's constant and has been since CAS's existence. The promise was that it's an electronic test. It should be out within weeks or a month, and we should have this data in order to prepare. So we're always in a bit of a catch-up along the way. And then the modifications within the tests seem to be constant at the throughout, but especially at the 11th grade level. So some challenging times. The answer is we don't know. I think following the cohort data is something we've been working on, is looking at those 8th graders to see how when they come into our system they can excel, how they excel in advance. But it's becoming really a statewide problem that we're talking about in an advocacy level to work with the state moving forward.
The problem is we don't have any longitudinal data. And many years ago, before any of you were here, there was a big effort by the district to develop a longitudinal from 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. And it was a huge amount of work, but it seems to me that would be something that the state might be looking at. So you're testing a student in 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th, and you see the progress. So the kids we tested in last spring, well, then the sophomores coming up, it's gonna be a different group of students. So it's, I don't.
Hard to compare students on the CAS, which is why that data slide with all those other data
Yeah.
points is really emphasizes all the good work going on. So
Yeah,
we see
that's better,
with
yeah.
the NWA, there's some formative assessments that we're looking at. There's a lot of other college and career indicators. Look at the wellness data. We're looking at grades, graduation, A to G, to
Where
really
we
give
can look at a student as they're moving along, not just a snapshot of
correct
unmatched groups.
in
yeah.
various ways, right? So we're tracking them to graduation and beyond that way.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Trustees, any more questions?
I have one more question. Sorry.
No problem.
It's actually a request rather than a question. Next year, putting my special ed hat on, as we move towards implementation of the alternative pathway to diploma, can we add some CAW data to your presentation so that we can start looking at that? And for people who aren't aware, the CAW is the assessment that our more significantly disabled students take instead of taking the CASP. So I would love to see that data moving forward as well.
Trustees, any more questions? Okay. I would like to call Assistant Superintendent, thank you guys, thank you very much. I would like to call Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Mark Miller, to present the pupil attendance calendar 26-27 revised start on Monday.
Good evening, President Calhoun, members of the board, and Superintendent McLaughlin. I'm presenting for action a revised pupil attendance calendar for the 2026-2027 pupil attendance calendar. This calendar was adopted at last year's November 12th board meeting with a Tuesday start date. The updated calendar reflects a change back to the district's natural start date of Monday, and to accommodate this shift, one day has been added to winter break. This revised calendar has been shared with our component school districts, employee organizations, our principals, and the superintendent. Following action taken by the Board of Trustees, the revised 2026-2027 pupil attendance calendar will be posted on the district website, shared with feeder districts, and all employees will be notified of the update.
Is there a motion to approve the pupil attendance calendar for 26-27 revised start on Monday?
I move approval of the 26-27 calendar.
Any discussion? Ari, would you like to cast a preferential vote?
I approve.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. 5-0. I would like Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources, Mark Miller, to present the pupil attendance calendar for 27-28. First read information.
Thank you, and good evening, President Calhoun, members of the board, and Superintendent McLaughlin. I'm presenting for first reading and information the proposed pupil attendance calendar for the 2027-2028 school year. This calendar has been shared with our component school districts, employee organizations, our principals, and the superintendent. Following this first reading by the Board of Trustees, the 2027-2028 pupil attendance calendar will be posted on the district website for review by all stakeholders. It will then be presented for second reading and adoption at the November 12th November Board of Trustees meeting.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Miller. Does the board have any questions? This is not an action item. Do the members have any questions or would like to share any comment? Okay, thank you. We'll move on. I would like to call on the Assistant Superintendent Administrative Services, Dr. Carl Zener, to present the report on the nature of the resolution of the Williams settlement complaints. This is for information only and is not a non-action item.
Thank you, President Calhoun, members of the board, and Dr. McLaughlin. Per the Williams settlement, it is required that quarterly a report is made to the Board of Trustees during a meeting of the board with regard to the number of complaints and nature of the resolutions to the complaints received by the schools in the district. There have been no Williams settlement complaints during the second period of reporting. Per the Williams settlement law, a report will be filed with the Orange County Department of Education. This will keep the district in compliance with the requirements of the law. Thank you, and that concludes my report.
This is not an action item. Do the board members have any questions? Okay. This is a first reading, and for information, I would like to call Assistant Superintendent Administrative Service Dr. Carl Zener to present the revised board policies. This is information only and is a non-action item.
Thank you again, President Calhoun, members of the board, and Dr. McLaughlin. As board members are aware, we have an annual cycle of policy approval in June and July. However, periodic review of district board policies is required as language changes based on state and federal laws. The district would like to adopt the following revised policies recommended by the California School Board Association with staff input. Tonight, we would like to present for first reading information the following board policies, including uniform complaint, non-discrimination, lactation accommodation, sexual harassment, and married, pregnant, and parenting students. The revised policies will be presented for second reading adoption at the November 4th board meeting. Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Zener. This is not a non-action item. Do the board members have any questions for Dr. Zener? Okay. I would like to call an Assistant Superintendent of Administrative Services, Dr. Carl, to give us a communication update. This is for information only and is a non-action item.
Thank you one last time, President Calhoun, members of the board, and Dr. McLaughlin. Our October newsletter went out on October 2nd with the theme Inspired by Staff. Inside this month's newsletter, we have highlighted our staff and our annual SAC Symposium. We are also this week celebrating and honoring our incredible school administrators for their unwavering dedication, leadership, and commitment to our students, staff, and community. Throughout the week, we're showing our appreciation with treats and heartfelt thank yous for all they do to make our schools great. Thank you to each of our administrators for the countless ways they serve, support, and lead with passion and care. Your hard work truly makes a difference every single day. And finally, my last part of my report, I will be highlighting an event from last month with some visual aids. We were thrilled, our district was thrilled to proudly host the inaugural Student Board Member Orange County Summit on Friday, September 19th, right here in our boardroom. Yay. The district invited all Orange County high school districts to participate in this collaborative gathering, which brought student board members together to connect, share, have insights, and learn from one another. The event fostered collaboration and provided space for students to explore what's happening in other districts while building a strong network of peers. The district was honored to welcome student board members and staff representatives from Anaheim Union High School District, Brea Olinda Unified School District, Capistrano Unified School District, Laguna Beach Unified School District, Newport Mesa Unified School District, and Santa Ana Unified School District. Representing our district was our superintendent, our student board member, our student advisory committee, administrators, and activity directors, all of whom contributed valuable perspectives throughout the day's discussions. Our district board members, Ms. Marilyn Bushi and Mrs. Joanne Foley, also attended, offering thoughtful insights to student leaders, affirming their important roles in encouraging collaboration across districts. The summit focused on three key goals: connect, collaborate, and build, encouraging student leaders to connect with peers, collaborate on ideas and initiatives, and build a strong network of student board leaders committed to making positive impact across our county. I want to give a big thank you to the people who made this an exceptional experience. Deanna Oseguera, Carrie Montoya, Steve Cazares, Maggie Crail, Kelly Verdon, Dave Fenstemaker, and our student board member, Ari Machado, and of course, Dr. McLaughlin for the nudge and the push to do this.
Yay.
Thank you. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Dr. Zener. Do the board members have any comments or something they would like to share? You were there. Was it awesome?
I will say that the other student board members were very interested when they found out that our student board member is paid. They quickly began taking notes and looking around the room. So, way to go.
Okay. Ms. Bucci, would you like to say anything? Okay. All right. Here we are. Are there any items board members would like to pull from the consent calendar? Okay. Let's see. So is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
Sorry, second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, 5-0. We're already done, huh? This is it, board member, superintendent. Okay, are there any comments that the board or superintendent would like to share?
I'm glad to be back.
Yeah,
I
we're
was
glad you're back.
I was at the Army active duty for 37 days, so that was very interesting training, and I'm glad I did it. And it's I'm looking forward to the next training or deployment, actually.
Yeah. Anybody else?
Well, I just want to thank all of our administrators that are here and the ones who are hopefully not listening at home because they're enjoying their time off this evening with their families. And thank all of you for all of the work you do. We pick these random weeks during the year to honor people and the work that they do for our kids. And it really doesn't give enough weight to the work that each of those groups do. So I just want to honor all the principals here and all the assistant principals and all of the district administrators and thank you all for all that you do.
And Ari, would you like to speak?
Yeah, I just wanted to share with the board that at the OC Summit, like Dr. Senior mentioned, we got to meet with different student board members, and I got the chance to invite them to our symposium. So one of the student board members from Newport Mesa actually did come to our symposium. So that was an awesome time for her. She brought some of her class members, and they just got to appreciate all the amazing things that we did, and it just like really helped me appreciate the district I am. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Yeah.
Ms. Bucci?
I didn't say anything before, but along with everything that everybody does were the two things that were mentioned, that Student Advisory Council Symposium, which was phenomenal. I wasn't there a long time, but the interaction that I had with the students was just so fun. They were so nice. They were so polite. They were so, interested in what they were doing and inspirational, as I said on that clip, which is embarrassing. But I know it was a lot of work to put it together, and it was really fun to be there. One of the girls that I talked to that day was here tonight, and at the SAC Symposium, she was talking to me, and she said, what do you do? You know, what does a board member do? So I was trying to explain, like in 3 minutes what we do. Well, she came up tonight and she said, I didn't know I was going to be here to see what you do, but she said, now I know what you do. And I said, well, we hadn't done much, but look at the recognitions. But anyway, that was fun. And that student board member workshop, too, that Joanne was at as well, was really good. And I hope that other schools, and I think we have a promise from another district to maybe host it in the future. But it's a good thing. You learn from each other, and I think they were impressed with what was done here. There was an adult group and a kid group, and the kids were having so much fun and the adults were just talking. I wanted to go join the kid group. But anyway, it was good, always such good work that everybody contributes to, and a lot of work for you, Ari, and your colleagues. So thank you very much.
Okay, we are adjourned. You guys have a nice evening. Thank you.